Yo, what's up guys, MattWic here, and we are back. NHL 24, and it is the long-awaited start of our GM franchise, whatever mode you want to call it, Pittsburgh Penguins Dynasty. We are going to get right into it. So right now I'm using the Wazzy rosters, the latest ones that he released pretty recently. So all the trades are already made. We already have Gensel gone. I believe that was Chad Ruhwedel and Hellberg, I think, were the only big trades the Penguins made. But everything around the league, all the trades are made. We're here at the start of the season, and I just went through, edited our lines a little bit to pretty much mirror kind of what the Penguins have now, give or take guys on different lines. And yeah, we'll just mess around with it here. We're not going to make any moves in this first season. The only thing, just because I want to get to the trade deadline, we'll see where we're at. Hopefully we're losing. We don't have to tank even harder. I have a bad feeling that we're going to end up making the playoffs or something stupid with this roster, even though with this one, he has Tristan Jarry pretty low, which is a little surprising to me, 84 overall. You'd think he'd be a little bit higher. I was at least hoping he'd be a little bit higher. That way we'd get him for a little bit higher trade value, because one thing that I really see in this franchise mode is Tristan Jarry being our biggest trade piece in the offseason, along with maybe a Marcus Pettersson. And the reason for that being is if we go down here to the AHL, where as you can see we have Ponomarov, and I don't think anybody else from that trade is on the team just yet. But we got some youth down here. We'll see how these guys can grow. John Gruden's been looking decent in the NHL. He looks like he might be a good bottom six, like fourth line guy for years to come. Poulin, we'll see what he can do, and then Puljujarvi's actually looked pretty good in the last couple games for the Pittsburgh Penguins, so we'll see if maybe he can resurge his career. He's still young, only 25 years old, but in NHL 24, that means he is about to be done developing, so that kind of stinks. But if we go to goalies, Penguins have one of the top goalie prospects, in my opinion, in Joel Blomqvist. This guy looks like a stud, 21 years of age. I believe in the AHL right now, he leads, or he's in the top 5, I think, for most goalie categories, and he's about to play 40 games for a goalie with his first year. I think this is his first year in North America. So he's a 78 overall, high starter potential, so he's a guy who can come in maybe next year, and we can have maybe like a Ned Blomqvist year 2 and maybe trade Jarry for some extra picks. One other thing, this is a custom league, so I did realize that I believe it resets all the all the picks. So nobody, so we have our first round pick, which is awesome. kind of breaks the reality a little bit, but it's fine. We'll just ignore it for now. But we have all of our picks to parlay with a Jarry trade as well. So maybe get 2 first round picks there at the draft and really build. Because these first couple drafts are going to be pretty chalk. I did set the created prospect quality to low in this one, just because in our testing the draft, I've been seeing guys coming out, top 5 guys like 86, 84, 83, all the way to pick 5 or 6, and it's just, that's too many top tier prospects. And there's another thing you could probably see there is we're looking at the Central Division at the bottom. The Arizona Coyotes have moved. We have the Atlanta Thrashers back, pretty much just the Coyotes rosters. I saw that this had an Atlanta Thrashers team in the created one. I wanted to do Utah, but whenever you download a new roster, it gets rid of all your created teams. So that Utah team is in a different save file. So we're just going to go with the Thrashers. They're a viable candidate there. And I don't think Arizona, I don't think they're going to be there that much longer after they lose that auction for that land. So sorry, any Arizona Coyotes fans I have out there, but I don't think you're long for this world. But like I said, so probably going to be a little bit of a shorter video this time. I'm not going to get too crazy into it, just because, like I said, the draft should be pretty chalk. So I'm not going to do a ton of like hardcore scouting. Pretty much all I'm going to hope for is just that the Penguins actually like finish towards the bottom, so that we have a high first round pick. Just because I feel like it's always give or take in some of these franchise modes where you think that you have a shitty team, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, we made the playoffs, we're the number 1 seed. But just before, one thing I noticed when I was setting this up, and then we'll also have to get into another thing with this franchise mode as well, because I changed 2 very key things that will make a big impact. I saw Winnipeg, I think, on this roster is 95 overall. So I just kind of want to see what this guy has, some of these guys rated as on their team, because 95 is kind of insane. I know Winnipeg's decent, but they're struggling as of late. So, I mean, yeah, they're pretty loaded up here. I mean, Jesus Christ. Defense, what do we got? Morrissey, DeMello. Wow. So this guy, the Wazzy guy, must be a Winnipeg Jets fan. This is nuts. Brassard. He has Laurent Brassard as an 85, but Tristan Jarry is an 84. Okay. I don't really know how I feel about that, but not great. But it is what it is. We'll go with it. Anything to make us a little bit worse for this first year so we can see if we can rebuild them back this second year. Haven't really decided if we want to go. I think the Penguins, listening to Kyle Dubas today talk on the radio with good old Double M, the super genius here in Pittsburgh, he didn't sound like he wanted to get rid of Sullivan, so we'll see what we want to do with our coach in this. If we want to keep him around, let him hang out and see if he can resurge the franchise. We'll see if we want to do that. I'll let you guys maybe decide. He's on the chopping block. Maybe I'll make a poll. Just leave in the comments what you want to do with the coach after the season, depending on how everything goes. So let's go ahead. Oh, yeah, the other two things I changed with this franchise. So like I said, it's custom league. We have the Atlanta Thrashers. We have the updated trade deadline rosters. I also changed the point system to something that I think the NHL should look into going to. And we see the NFL with these changes year after year, where like now they're doing a brand new kickoff, which is crazy to think about. And the NHL has stayed stagnant with things for so long. So we are moving to a 3-2-1 point system. So 3 overall points are up for grab in a game. You get 3 points if you win in regulation. If you do not win in regulation, the game goes to overtime or shootout. You are battling. Each team gets 1 point, and then the extra point will go to the team. So each game is only 3 points. No more of this 2 points for an OT win, and then OT loss, 1 point, and you can just stack those up like crazy, and wins and stuff like that. You get New York Islanders situations, which is going on with the NHL right now. So no more of that. We'll see how it works out in this one. Also, for the playoffs, we are done with the divisional seeding. We are going back to 1 through 8. No reseeding. Hey, the god Sidney Crosby wants it, so that's what we're going to do here in this franchise mode. So I hope you like it. It's going to be a little bit different, hopefully. Mix things up just a little bit. I know we're late in the season, so I'm sure there's tons and tons of franchise modes, rebuilds already on YouTube. So we'll do things a little differently here. And I left a little surprise in there for later on. So if like a couple years go by and I'm getting a little pissed off with these Pittsburgh Penguins, you never know. I might nuclear. I might just go full nuclear on the Pittsburgh Penguins. As a Pittsburgh Penguin diehard fan myself, we'll see. We'll see if it gets to that point. I get pretty triggered when I play these games, so we'll see. We'll see what happens here. But let's go ahead. We'll sim to our first home game here against the Vegas Golden Knights. Off to a great start. Beat the Washington Capitals. A nice 3-point victory there. So yeah, you can see there. So we got 1 win, 1 loss. We have 3 points. Okay, just taking a quick peek. So it looks like the Flyers won a game in overtime because they only have 5, but they have 2 wins. So it'll be interesting. It'll be cool to see what happens with that. Let's go ahead, get through a couple of these games. We lose our home opener against the Vegas Golden Knights 5-1. True to form already. True to form. Let's see if we can keep it up. 6-1 loss. Yowza. I think with Jari being so low, I think we are going to be pretty bad. If he was like an 86 or an 87, I think an 86 would be a good spot to put him at in terms of where he's played this season, because he's been one of the only bright spots, him and Ned, for the Pittsburgh Penguins so far this season. So I feel like 84 is a little bit disrespectful because, I mean, if you look at things, I mean, he's probably going to be the #1 goalie for Team Canada. I mean, you look around the league and see who they would have otherwise, and it's like, I mean, if Tristan Jarry keeps playing good, Olympics roll around, he's at least going to be the backup. So we'll see. I know we got a couple other guys. Is it Thatcher Demko? Is he Canadian? I'm pretty sure he is. So he'd probably be a top pick over top of him. But that's going to be Canada's biggest weaknesses. And hey, like I said, we could see Tristan Jarry somewhere around there. But let's go ahead, keep going here. 7-5-0, still no overtime losses. So we're not picking up that extra point, but we're getting those deuces. It's going to be interesting to see like mid-season too, if we can really tell. Like, wow, Oilers over there, 14-1-2. Where's the Golden Knights? Because they look pretty stacked as well. 11-6-1, 34 points. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the point totals end up after this season, because I haven't done any test GM modes to see how this is going to turn out. And like I said, with the Pittsburgh Penguins, I just want to get through this year so we can like get ahead of the rebuild, you know what I mean? And get things started off here. 10-6. I'd like to be a little bit worse. I want to get that #1 overall pick, get some Macklin Celebrini. Hey, losing 10-4 to Florida, that's going to do it, buddy. 9-2 there. Wow. All right, there we go. We're starting to fall off. That Pittsburgh Penguins. I want to see real quick as well. What's our power play looking like? Are we? Oh, Michael Bunting's leading the team with points, 29. Nice. Let me see real quick. I want to see where would it be? Down here. I just want to check where our power play is rated to see how realistic this simulation has been so far. Because if you don't know, the Penguins have one of the worst, probably I would say the worst based off of the talent that they have on their power play in the league. So let's see. Oh my God, what did I just see? We are the second highest power play in the league. Okay, I got to change things. That ain't right. 27% on the power play. What's our penalty kill? Ooh, our penalty kill's terrible too. So that's CC. We're opposite there. So we should be top of the league in penalty kill, bottom of the league in power play. But hey, it's something. We'll take it there. We'll roll with it. See how it goes. Out of a playoff spot right now. The Capitals. Yikes. They don't have that Spencer Carberry effect in this game. But let's see. Leave any suggestions too, guys. Just because it's been. I know I've been teasing this for a while that I'm going to get it out there. But yeah, just wanted to do something different, mix it up a little bit, and especially with the trade deadline so close, I wanted to wait until that got all sorted out and got some rosters uploaded, just so we can get that. But I mean, like I said, with the picks, it really doesn't matter because of the custom league, which I did not know beforehand, but is pretty interesting. And it's going to be interesting how we're going to try to do this rebuild. I'm going to try to do it realistic, how Dubas was talking today on the radio, where he thinks they're going to be able to reload and come back next year with the big four and Coach Sullivan and himself and keep rolling. And yeah, so there we go. We're starting to get back to more normalcy. But I really didn't like what I heard. It sounded like a lot of gibberish on the radio. Toronto fans, you can probably fill me in if that's par for the course with him. But hey, we'll see. Like I said, I think with the limited trade pieces that they have and the way Dubas was talking, he wants to get in on some of these younger players in terms of trades. I mean, the only guys you can really trade, Jari Pettersson, that's about all I can muster up there. I mean, there's been talks of an Ottawa Erik Karlsson reunion, which, I mean, I think it's a little early to give up on Karlsson. I don't think he's played that bad. I just think you got to figure out a way to utilize him better on the power play. And obviously, I have figured out a way to do that because we have one of the top power plays in the league, although we still stink. The Devils already with 104 points, 55 games into the season. 106 for the Leafs. Predators with 101. The Oilers started off strong, kind of fell off there a little bit, only 88 points. Whereas Atlanta, bottom of the league, 53 points. Way under the Blackhawks, who are normally the worst team. So yeah, the interest is probably falling off there pretty good already. What else? Blue Jackets, Flyers. We got to fall below the Capitals. That's where I want to be. Above the Jackets, below the Capitals, right in that 7 spot. So let's go ahead here. And hopefully nobody makes some crazy trades, although they will. The computer's going to go nuts, trade everybody around. Vegas will probably trade Hurdle and Hannafin if they're falling off a little bit. 28, 29, 29, and 3. Hey, it's not bad. It's pretty close to what it is realistically. I don't know off the top of my head what their record is, but I know they are not over 500. So there's that. 100. Holy crap, look at these point total. 126 for the Preds. Holy shit, 130 for the Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs ain't winning no games in regulation. Unrealistic again. Jeez, I want to go see real quick before we're just going to skip past the trade deadline here. There we go, Crosby, he's going for his points per game. Where am I going here? I want to see regulation wins. How many do they have? It has to be like every game they've played has been a regulation win. Where are we at? Atlantic. Regulation plus overtime regulation wins. There we go. 39 regulation wins for them. Wow. What if we go? I want to see the whole NHL, entire league. There we go. 39, 38 for the Preds. Wow. In 67 games. That's crazy. So those teams are lighting it up. The Preds, I'm surprised in the simulation that they're doing that well. Let me do a quick peek-see around the league. How are we looking in terms of realism? Anaheim, they definitely ain't up there. Everything else looks pretty good. Like I said, Anaheim, no. Minnesota, no. Colorado, wow, I'm surprised that they're struggling in the sim. Atlantic, Boston, I mean, yeah, Boston fall off, but I mean, that makes sense. They weren't expected to really tear it up like they did this year. With all their guys, but I mean, that's below Ottawa. No chance. And the Metro, besides the Islanders being number 1, hey, Lou Lamoriello said, "Oh, we got the 3-point system now. No more overtime bullshit. All right, we're going wins. We're tearing it up." But other than that, all pretty normal. May move them down, flip them in the Rangers, and you'd have more realistic spots there. Also, the Devils are big stinkers this year, so there is that. Let's go ahead. Let's keep going through here with the sim, and then maybe we'll check. We'll get to the end of the year, maybe stop there, and then we'll get down. I'll sim to the playoff or to the through the playoffs off camera. Seller. Continue simming. We're not going to trade. We're not doing any trades. We're not trading anybody. We're moving on. Any big marquee trades get happening? No. Seattle Kraken fire Zane Bailey. All right, let's keep moving. See what we got. Keep losing these games. I like it, boys. I want that top 10 pick. Give me that number 1 overall. Slacking for Macklin. All right. Not bad. Ooh, 3-1 to Columbus. Yikes. Colorado. Ooh, 6-1. 8-1 win in Dallas, though. Nice. All right, so there we go. Hey, like I said, we're right where we want to be. 103 points. Jesus. I didn't know it'd make that much of a difference. Oh my God, 153 points for the Maple Leafs, 51 wins. Preds at 141. Okay, so every team is going to get over 100 points with the 3-2-1 point system. I'm wondering if I set this up wrong. I don't think I did. 3 points for a win, 2 points for a shootout loss or regulation, or shootout win and or overtime win, and then 1 point for a shootout loss. I mean, maybe the Sim's just like, hey, we're not doing OTs. We're not going there. Damn. All right, well, it's going to be interesting to see what the playoff cut line is going to be across some of the league, just because we got to figure out what we got to shoot for. Interesting. I mean, it's going to be the same, about 40 wins, 42 wins. And you'll be up there pushing for it. Huh. All right, well, let's go ahead and get through these last couple games. We'll do a quick check at the trade or the draft class this year, see if there's anything crazy that our scouts have got. Looks like we're going to finish right in that sweet spot that I want. Perfect. What do we got? What's the points? So we got 132, makes it there, 126. 128 is the cut line, 125. I'll say, okay, so the lowest is 125 points is what we got to shoot for. The Sharks finished with 87. The Thrashers actually made a bit of a resurgence, 105. Almost caught us. The Sabres with 76 points. Everybody in the league is getting 100 points, and the Sabres and the Sharks still find a way. Go poo-poo. 22, 48, and 12. Yikes. But let's go ahead, boys. Let's check out the draft class. Just like I said, really quickly. See what we've got, and then I'll show the rosters. We'll go through, maybe see if you guys have any trade suggestions. Ooh, Macklin Celebrini would be nice to snag him. See what we got. Let's go ahead and sort here. Any other franchise guys pop up? Nope. And I know this guy added in a ton of prospects, so apologies if I don't know who those guys specifically are. If he doesn't have a face, I'm going to assume that he is not a real person, even though he probably is. There's a couple guys that I know that are, so keep an eye out for them, like Noah Valley here, my boy, 154. Yeah, nothing else too crazy. Let's just take a quick look. We'll go down to the P's, do our normal search. See if we got anybody in there. See if Wazzy made anybody for me. See if he's a big MattWic YouTube NHL fan. Adds in a pecker name for me. Let's go through. Come on. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the NHL season so far. As a Penguins fan, like I said, a little disappointing that we are going to miss the playoffs for the second straight year in a row. I've already succumbed to that. I know it's not going to happen. But let me know what team do you support, and how do you feel about your season so far? Always interested to see what other fans around the league have to say about their respective situations. Where are we? We're almost there. Come on, give me one of them. Give me one of them, man. Give me. Oh, we saw Pekar. No Peckers. Just this guy. I think he's a real guy. Daniil Pekar. Peter. Yeah. No real good names, but let's go ahead. I'll show the lines. Give me some suggestions for some trades. Give me some guys maybe that we can target as well. I saw a guy on Buffalo. One of their defensemen, Matthias Samuelsson. I didn't know if they'd be interested in probably getting rid of him. But, I mean, it's going to be kind of tough to muster up the trade value for some of these guys. I guess we can take a quick look. Michael Bunting, I'm going to keep him on the team. I think he'd be a nice fill-in. Did Crosby get his point per game? Sidney Crosby got a point per game. Let's go, 83. Love to see it. Brian Russ, 36 goals, not bad. Drew O'Connor, he ain't no top 6. That's for sure. I would say bottom 6 for him as well. Riley Smith, 20 goals on the third line, not bad. Pustin is definitely someone I want to keep around. Minus 21 though. Yikes. Jeff Carter. Every time in this game, in this simulation, he always gets a ton of goals. I don't know what it is. I mean, yeah, he's listed as a sniper, but come on. He played 4th line minutes. I think you had him on the 2nd power play. 26 goals there, though. And then Matt Nieto. What did our defense do? Pettersson, like I said, he's going to be one of the guys I really heavily look to shop around, just because I think he's going to be the most replaceable guy, at least on this team. Letang did pretty good. Graves, would I want to shop around Graves? I mean, they just signed him, so I doubt anybody's going to want that contract. But I mean, 4.5 is not terrible, but he has not played good at all. And I'm not retaining any money on him. So let me know what you guys think, if he should be traded, or if anybody would even want him. Also with Carlson, would we want to trade him? Maybe do a trade back to Ottawa and see what we can steal from them. Still on the line between if I want to keep this realistic-ish or just go off the rails and just do whatever I want. Either way, be fun either way. We'll figure something out. Blomqvist, how'd you do down there? 23 wins in 65 games. Not bad. We don't have the best AHL squad, so it's not like I was expecting anything too crazy. Skip through these real quick, see if anybody pops out. Ooh, Ponomarev. Very nice. Disappointing, I heard that he got hurt the other day. He was going to be looking to get called up here soon and get tested out, but I think he's out for 8 to 10 weeks, so disappointing for us that we're not going to get to see him this year, but 22 years of age, and hey, if he keeps tearing it up like this in real life, going to be a nice little prospect. Vinny Hinostroza. Sam Poulin. Kajkovic, this is someone I like. I'm definitely going to keep him around. I know they end up getting rid of him and just letting him go to free agency, but not in my sim. He's going to be sticking around with the team. Samuel Hode, Sveshkovsky, Hameluk. Ugh, 6 goals, 2 assists. Yikes. And Andonovsky. Ryan Shea, Fadoon, Rathbone, nothing. Yikes. And I can't believe this guy, 68 overall, and he's up in the NHL right now. Shows you the state of the Penguins. But that's going to be the end of this video, boys. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I know we're not a ton of action so far, but pretty much just looking for your input about what you think we should do. I'm going to try to come up with some, profit, minus 16 million, yikes. Come up with some ideas, figure out this point system as well, try to get more information on that so we know what's going on. But other than that, boys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll try to get testing the draft video up, maybe mess around with some other games, just some short stuff. I know my 60 seconds little half world run that I did got a little bit of interest, so we'll see maybe some 60 seconds, Balatro, some other games. I'm playing a lot of Dragon's Dogma, which is why I haven't uploaded as much lately. Maybe I'll put my little pawn code in the description below. So if you want to use my pawn, give me some scubbies for my pawn. But other than that, boys, hope you enjoyed the video.